Yo, what's up, guys? Hold on, give me a second. Let me change that. Not Belgium, but Hungary. Yeah. Okay, let me change the stuff. Okay, fantastic. So yeah, what's up, guys? How you guys doing? What's up? What's up? The race is going to start very soon. It's a McLaren pole, which was pretty surprising to me. I think they did bring some upgrades, and it definitely helped the car. But what was really impressive was Aston Martin. Somehow Alonso managed to get into the second part of qualifying. Like, it's insane how good that car became, or how big of a step they did, because previously they were around 1 second per lap slower, than the other teams, like even Cadillac. They were over a second slower than Cadillac in the past few races, And with this car, they are suddenly ahead of the two Williams cars. Although that's kind of, how do I say, like, I guess it's kind of a false stat in a way, because Williams is really struggling at this track, that's for sure. So, but, either way, it doesn't really matter. It's very impressive that, Aston Martin managed to fix their car. And with this new B spec car, they are, they actually have the chance to get in Q2. But of course, they are still going to be fighting against Cadillac, I think, in terms of the championship, so we will see. So yeah, it was kind of annoying that yesterday I did not watch the qualifying, and it was a pretty exciting qualifying. And once again, it was a pretty strange decision from the stewards, that they ended up penalizing Antonelli, for not slowing down enough after Verstappen ended up spinning on the last turn. And that was very strange because, well, Russell managed to get pole position under yellow flags a few races ago, and now suddenly, they decide to hand out a penalty for Antonelli to do the same thing, and he's actually behind Russell, so they definitely helped him with that, because Russell was kind of far from Antonelli this weekend, and they were not the fastest, that's for sure. Like, the two McLarens are looking very good, but we will see. They are going to start the formation lap very soon. Actually, they are starting it right now, I think. Yeah, indeed. So yeah, it was kind of surprising that Mercedes was not there, and Red Bull was also kind of lost in terms of pace during qualifying. So yeah, I think it's going to be either a win between the two Ferraris and the two McLarens. But we will see how well Mercedes performs, But so far, it does seem like that they can't really fight. Judging from, qualifying, of course. But of course, it's very different compared to a race. Leclerc and Hamilton are on the soft tires. The same goes for Bortoleto, Alonso, Sainz, and Stroll as well. I mean, Audi also had a pretty decent qualifying P10. Not gonna lie, not a bad qualifying spot. But yeah, Alonso was fantastic, That was fantastic. That was a very good lap from Alonso. Stroll was also not bad, like he's ahead of the two Cadillac cars, but I think Perez had some sort of a issue and he could not set a lap. So I don't know if there is going to be anyone starting from the pit lane, but I don't think so. Okay. Lando is coming around the final corner onto the main straight. Yeah, like there is another record for the highest attendance. 310,000 people this weekend. Like, of course, this track was kind of upgraded, you know. The main straight and the wall pit area was upgraded. Like, I never been to that track or anything like that, but yeah. Okay, so it is going to be one of the Cadillacs in the, I think, yeah, that's going to be Perez in the pits. He's going to have a pit lane start. And the two Williams cars are also taking their spot. Stroll and then Bottas. Let's see. Green flag. And no lights yet. 1 light, 2 lights, 3 lights, 4, 5. And away they go. Oh, someone is very slow. It was one of the Mercedes cars in the background. I think that was Antonelli. He gets completely swallowed by the midfield. And yeah, it's the two McLarens fighting Lando and Piastri. And there is Verstappen in P3, I think. That's Verstappen. The two Ferraris are also fighting. Oh, there is a lot of movement. But yeah, Lando goes a bit too deep into the corner and he loses out to Piastri. He was also almost overtaken by the Red Bull of Verstappen as well. But the Ferraris are also right there. And I think it was Antonelli who had a very bad start and he got overtaken by like 3 or 4 cars. I think Hedgehog actually had to avoid him. Like he had to suddenly turn to the left to avoid Antonelli because he had a very slow start or a very slow getaway. But yeah, it's Piastri ahead of Lando for now. Lando went a bit too wide in turn 3. He got on the outside, you know, the dirty part of the track, and he just simply, you know, did not have the grip to stay in first place. Oh, never mind, that was Russell. Okay, that was Russell, that's good. So that was Russell who had a very bad start. He had a anti-stall, apparently, which is very good. Like, bro, he has been having so much, how do I say it, like help from the judges or the race control and shit like that. Like, it's ridiculous. And yeah, he's down to P19. Holy shit. Yeah, he lost. Actually, he's up to P18 now. He overtake an Albon. But yeah, Russell was getting so much help, or he is getting so much help from these stewards. It's ridiculous. Like, stuff like this happens in Formula 1, you know, where the stewards don't punish someone in order to make the fight more exciting, you know. Like, I think the one occasion that comes to my mind was at the Italian Grand Prix or the Belgium Grand Prix. I don't know which one it was, but I'm pretty sure in 2015, Nico Rosberg was illegally, how do I say it? Like, he had too low tire pressure and he was not punished by the FIA. Even though he should have been disqualified, he was not. I think that was the Belgium Grand Prix or the Belgian Grand Prix in 2015. He should have been disqualified, but he was not, to keep the title fight going, you know, between him and Hamilton. So yeah, the stewards sometimes, you know, try to create this more excitement. There is a big fight going on between Hamilton and Verstappen. Of course, Hamilton is quicker. He's on the soft tires. He has the fastest lap. But so far, Verstappen is managing to keep him behind. It's lap 3, of course. So, you know, the field is pretty much together still. Russell up to P17 now, ahead of the two Williams cars, Stroll and the two Cadillacs. And no accidents. It doesn't seem like there was a contact or anything like that between anyone. Antonelli P6. Hedger P7, Lawson, Lindblad and Hülkenberg is still P10. I mean, Audi can get Williams, that's for sure, in the Constructor Championship if they can keep scoring these kinds of points. Because at this race, you know, Williams is very, how would I say, like they are struggling very hard at this track. Like this track really brings out the worst of the car or the features of this car, and yeah, they are absolutely nowhere. They are only better than the Cadillacs and Stroll. Oh, Alonso Berman incident forcing another driver off the track noted. I mean, it's Alonso ahead of Berman. Berman gets overtaken by Russell. He's up to P16 now. So it's possible that Alonso ended up pushing Berman out in order to defend P15, or maybe it was the other way around. But there is no replay yet because they are still, you know, very close together. No further investigation between Alonso and the Berman incident in turn 3. Yeah, Alonso and Russell, P15, P16. I was kind of expecting Russell to cry harder about, you know, the bad start and the anti-stall. Maybe he is crying about it on the radio, but they are just simply not showing it. Because Russell does bitch a lot about stuff like this, you know. Piastri fastest lap. Very nice. The gap is around like a second between Piastri and Norris. And Verstappen is slightly over a second away from Norris. Okay, they are showing the race start. Yeah, like Russell had a abysmal start. One of the Red Bull cars had to jump to the middle of the track. And yeah, Russell completely was overtaken by everyone, basically. But actually, he did. Hold on. So yeah, it does seem like that Russell dropped down to last place completely. But he managed to re-overtake some cars. But yeah, it was a great battle between... Okay, they're showing the... Yeah. They're showing the replay of Russell, you know, the onboard footage, and he gets jumped by every single driver. Everyone. There is the Cadillac. And yeah, that was very smart from Piastri to, you know, avoid the outside line in turn 3. Because Norris was very desperate to keep the position, and he went in that corner too fast. Or went into that corner too fast, and he managed to lose control of the car a little bit. Oh, and actually there was some contact between Hamilton and Verstappen in turn 4. But actually that's turn... Yeah, that's turn 3. My bad. Like Hamilton was on the outside and they made contact. It was a slight bump, you know, but no damage to either cars, I think. No damage to the tires or anything like that. But he's definitely, yeah, Verstappen is definitely holding them up, you know, like the two Ferraris are going to be quicker because they are on the soft tires. Both of them, Hamilton and Leclerc as well. But it's, but I don't know how long can they keep this up, you know. Because after a certain amount of laps, the tires will start to wear out. The damping failed. Oh, Verstappen is very unhappy with the car. I mean, he has been throughout the entire weekend. Or maybe we can say that he has been unlucky or unhappy with the car for the entire season. I don't think they will change that, you know. No matter how many upgrades they put on that Red Bull car, it's not really going to change Verstappen opinion on the car, you know. Yeah, the Racing Bull cars are doing so well. Once again, P8, P9. Piastri fastest lap. He's over a second away from Norris now. Like he's slightly pulling away from Norris. But Norris is not really under threat from Verstappen. Like there is a 2-second gap. Like it's obvious that he's falling behind. I mean, Verstappen is falling behind, which was kind of expected, you know. But so far, it doesn't seem like that the Ferraris can really overtake Verstappen. Russell up to P14 now. Oh, Perez might get a penalty, starting procedure infringement. Not like it's going to matter too much. I think he's in dead last, right? Yeah, he's completely last, so it won't matter too much. Russell will line up a overtake on Bortoleto. Yeah, like they are not really fighting him. Obviously, there is not much point to fight Russell, because you know they are not in the same league. Yeah, like Verstappen loses a lot of time in the second sector, you know. Of course, because of the tire difference. But Hamilton cannot make a attempt to overtake into turn 1 or maybe turn 2, 3, you know. Like, of course, the main point would be turn 1. And Perez will be investigated after the race for the starting procedure infringement. But yeah, it's very impressive how much Aston Martin gained, you know, on the Cadillacs in terms of pace. Like before this weekend, they were over a second per lap slower than the Cadillacs, and now they are ahead of them, so it's very impressive. Of course, Cadillac is a new team, but you know, to make up that much time with a B-spec car, it's very impressive, I have to say. Like, I guess it's after a few seasons, this project will come together, you know, but Alonso doesn't have the time for that, you know. Like, he did say that he has the faith in the project, you know, the Aston Martin Honda project, but he doesn't have the time to wait for that, you know. Because he's like 44 or 45 years old, you know, like sooner or later they have to, you know, hire someone else. Because Alonso is going to be too old. But, you know, he's still outperforming Stroll, so. And, you know, Stroll is not a bad driver, to say the least. He does have a few good races in a season, but he's not exactly the, I don't know, he's not the next Senna or Schumacher, you know. But he's also not a bad driver, in my opinion. And it's not like they are going to get rid of him, like I kind of doubt that's ever going to happen, you know. Like Stroll will retire from that team, I think. You know, this is being asked about the tires, just dirty air, really much faster, but yeah, just dirty air, okay. I mean, he's 1.4 seconds away from Piastri. Verstappen is also dropping back slightly, 2.4 now. still holding the two Ferraris, and Antonelli cannot really get closer than that. This 1.6 second gap to Leclerc, which it's not a surprise, you know, because the two Ferraris are on the soft tires. It would be nice if Piastri ended up winning the race, you know. And it would be pretty insane for McLaren. Like, they couldn't even start the first, like, what, 2 races? Okay, the team is also asking Piastri about the tires, you know. And he's saying that the tires are fine. And he has the fastest lap. Yeah, like, Hamilton is stuck behind Verstappen. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how much this affects the first stint, you know. Because obviously driving in dirty air is not exactly good for the tires. And, you know, Hamilton is right behind Verstappen, like half a second away. Okay, Verstappen team radio. Please do something about these shifts and don't tell me it's me shifting later. So, once again, there is a problem with the car, it seems like. But yeah, he's losing a lot of time, 2.9 seconds from Norris now. Hamilton team radio. Max is really slow. Yeah, but that's the point that, you know, Hamilton can't really overtake Verstappen. Even though Verstappen is a lot slower, you know. Yeah, he's not close enough into turn 1, yeah. Russell up to P12 now, he's right behind Gasly. Most likely overtake him into turn 1. Yeah, he's right behind Gasly. And Gasly doesn't go defensive at all. I mean, there is no point, you know, so there is no point in going defensive. Russell out to P11 now. Antonelli couldn't really, you know, gain positions. So far, of course. Like, obviously, Verstappen is holding up the lot of rear degradation. Oh, Verstappen is saying that his rear tires are degrading very quickly. Which is, you know, kind of interesting because he's not in dirty air or anything like that. Oh, was there a pit stop? Yeah, Stroll had a pit stop, it seems like. Down to last place. Behind Perez and Bottas. And then we have Albon, Sainz. Oh, Albon. Albon on board. Turn 4. Ooh. Also, is this why... No, never mind. Never mind. He did not lose any positions with that. But yeah, he had a massive oversteer into turn 4. Of course, there is a big runoff area in turn 4 or on the outside of turn 4, so he did not damage the car. Although that curb on the outside of turn 4 is kind of dangerous. Like I think it can damage your underfloor. Hamilton is going to pit from P4. I guess it makes sense because, well, you know, they try to undercut Verstappen because they are not going to be able to overtake him on the track. And he gets hard tires. Not exactly the fastest pit stop, but it was fine. He's going to be behind Lindblad. Yeah. And ahead of Russell, I think. Oh, never mind, that's Hülkenberg, my bad. Russell is P11. He did not catch up to Hülkenberg yet. But yeah, Hamilton is right behind Lindblad in position 9. Like, he will lose time with this, that's for sure. Oh, never mind, he goes around the outside. Okay. In like turn 5, I think that was impressive. Very nice move. But yeah, I guess the tires are wearing out on that Racing Bulls cars. Verstappen is going to pit. Yeah, they are going to react to Hamilton pitting. But Hamilton did lose time behind Lindblad, that's for sure. Verstappen also gets the hard tires. A bit quicker pit stop than Hamilton. Hamilton coming around the final corner now. I think he's going to be ahead of Verstappen. Yeah. Yeah, there is Hamilton and he overtakes Verstappen indeed with the undercut. It was very close, but even with the time loss behind Lindblad, Hamilton managed to overtake Verstappen with the undercut. There is a lot of smoke in the cockpit under brakes. Oh, Bottas is going to retire already. Oi, oi, oi. Once again, some issue with the car. Man, I was kind of hoping they can at least finish the race, especially this one, because, you know, they are... Oh yeah, there is a big smoke from the left tire. Bottas is going very slow. They are showing the onboard footage now. Bottas did say that this only happens under braking. And it's the left front. Is he going to... Oh. He's pulling to the side, so maybe he's not going to make it to the... What is Bottas doing? What the fuck was that? He got the car stuck. What is it? What was that? That was a very strange... Oh, Verstappen is going to overtake Hamilton into turn 1. Oi, oi, oi. Yeah, he did, and Hamilton might try to attack into turn 2, but can't. And that was Lawson. Yellow in pit lane. Yeah, like Bottas, I don't know, for some reason he turned very tightly, you know, and he kind of got stuck on the wall. Hamilton is trying to go around the outside in turn 5, but can't really pull off the move yet. Is he going to go to the inside? No. No. Like, it's obvious that he's quicker than Verstappen, but somehow Verstappen managed to get close enough for a dive bomb. You know? Like, after the pit stops, it was seeming that Verstappen can, or Hamilton can pull away from Verstappen, you know? But that was a very nice move from Max, that's for sure. Piastri is pitting from the lead. He's going to get the hard tires as well. Norris is leading, of course, but I think they will also pit him. Leclerc is also pitting for hard tires. Of course, Piastri is going to lead. That's not a question. And yeah, it seems like that Hamilton is stuck behind Verstappen once again. Yeah, Verstappen is kind of complaining about Hamilton moving under braking. Gasly is also in the pits. Uh, it's going to be interesting to see if Hamilton can overtake Verstappen, or is it going to be like that for the second stint as well, you know, where Verstappen just simply holds up Hamilton again. Of course, Norris is pitting from the lead. Yeah, 3.2. That was not a good stop. Piastri is behind Hedjar. And Norris comes behind Piastri, or comes out behind Piastri. Russell overtakes Lindblad for P9. Of course, Lindblad was not fighting. I think none of the drivers that he overtook so far actually, you know, defended their position, because there is no point in doing that. Ocon is in the pits as well. Hamilton still cannot find a way around Verstappen. The two Mercedes cars did not pit yet. Antonelli is still going in P1. He's leading currently. So I guess they will try to stretch out the first stint, just like how they did at one of the races before, you know. I think at the Silverstone Grand Prix, when they were stretching out the first stint a lot. Yeah, Hedjar is kind of holding everyone up, you know, Piastri and Norris and everyone else. Yeah, Hedjar did not pit yet. Is he going to go defensive? No. He does not defend the position against Piastri. And Norris actually, not yet, but Norris had a pretty good exit, and he actually goes around the outside in turn 3. Hedjar lets Verstappen through as well. And of course, he is not going to do that for Hamilton. He will try to hold up Hamilton a little bit to help out Verstappen, but Hamilton goes around the outside in turn 5. Yeah, those tires are, it seems like they are very dead, you know, at this point. But it seems like that Mercedes is not struggling with the tires yet. Because I think Antonelli actually gained a bit on Piastri and the others. Like, of course, Antonelli is on the medium tires, and Piastri and the others are on the hards. But these tires are much newer. Hedjar is pitting, yeah. They wanted to help out Verstappen a little bit. 2.6. He's behind Lindblad, and actually Hülkenberg is pitting, so he might escape from Hülkenberg, but Bortoleto might move ahead of him. He's going to be very close to Hedjar. Alonso up to P12, but I don't think he pitted yet, right? Yeah, he did not pit yet. Which is kind of interesting because he's on the soft tires, you know? Yeah, Antonelli is leading. Like, he's losing time to Piastri and the others. Is he going to pit now? No, doesn't seem like it. Yeah, like they are basically the team is telling Piastri that they need to push as hard as they can to make sure that the one stop will not work for Antonelli. Like obviously Mercedes is going to try a one stop, just like how it was at Silverstone. They will drag out the first stint and then put on the hard tires. Russell is right behind Lawson. Lawson doesn't go defensive and he gets P8. Actually P7, sorry. Lindblad is pitting. Bortoleto P10. But he might... Maybe he didn't pit yet, let me check. Yeah, he did not pit yet. The same goes for Alonso as well. In P11. I don't think the Aston Martin run this high before this season, you know. Except for that one time when they got, you know, promoted to a point scoring position at Monaco. Stroll is P17 ahead of Colapinto, Ocon, Sainz, and the two Cadillacs. So I guess, like, it's not, it doesn't seem like on the live footage or on the live timing that Bottas retired, you know. Perez is pitting. Yeah, like it seems like that Bottas is still in the race somehow. Like his tire was on fire basically. There was a pretty big cloud of smoke, and then he stopped in the pit lane. So I don't know what's going on with that car. Like they told him to pit so they can retire, but I don't know. According to the live timing, he's still running. In last place, of course. Already one lap behind. So why is Perez still in the pits? Oh, never mind. Oh, Antonelli pitted. Yeah, of course, he's going to drop back behind the two Ferraris and everyone else, you know, down to P6. And that's Perez ahead of him. Of course, he will get out of the way because he's a lapped car, so he will get blue flags. But yeah, Antonelli P6, Russell P7. Russell is on the mediums. Did he pit yet? No. No, still it's the same thing. And Alonso Bortoleto still did not pit yet on the soft tires. Alonso running P10. Crazy. I don't know why they are dragging out that stint so much, you know, on the soft tires. Bearman is pitting. Stroll is P16, ahead of Colapinto, Ocon, Sainz, Bearman, and the two Cadillacs. Very good stuff from Aston Martin. Like, of course, it's very weak compared to how they were a few years ago, you know, but like back in 2023, when they were like getting podiums and stuff. But, you know, it's very impressive that they managed to make this big leap back into the lower midfield. I guess we can say that they are in the lower midfields now. Alonso is going to be attacked by Lawson sooner or later. And Lindblad is also there. Right behind Lawson. Norris did some track extension, so I think he might get a warning sooner or later in turn 4. He went a bit too wide, you know, over the white lines with all 4 tires. But, you know, the 2 McLarens are very close together, and Verstappen is, of course, dropping behind. Hamilton also dropped behind a bit. I'm not sure if that was a decision or not. You know, like it's possible that he dropped behind to cool down the tires and the car a bit. But we will see. He's around 2 seconds behind Verstappen. So are they going to put some team orders in place, you know, for the McLaren cars? Because, you know, so far it's looking good for them. Antonelli fastest lap. I guess not a surprise. Lap 25. But yeah, like so far it's looking good for the McLaren cars, Piastri, Norris. They are very close, you know, so I don't know if they are allowed to race. Because I think they should be able to pull away from Verstappen, you know. And there was no new like radio message from Verstappen about the car. So it does seem like that they maybe fixed the issue, you know. Leclerc is also kind of close to Hamilton, less than a second. Bortoleto P9 still did not pit. The same goes for Alonso, who dropped back to P12. He is going to be overtaken by Hülkenberg as well sooner or later. Piastri, team radio, plan A target lap. How is the tire? So Piastri is mentioning the rear tires that they are not feeling well. So it's possible that he actually cannot go faster than this, you know. And he's kind of holding up Norris. So are they going to put some team orders in place, you know, like swap the positions or something? Because of course they can do that. They have the gap to Verstappen over 4 seconds. Leclerc, team radio. We are losing quite a bit of time. I mean, yeah. Yeah, like the strategy was good from Ferrari. Like they managed to jump Verstappen with Hamilton, but then Verstappen made a dive bomb into turn 1. So, yeah. If Verstappen can get that position, you know, that podium, that would be very impressive. Because the car is obviously not fast enough for P3. Still, Antonelli, Russell, Hedger, Bortoleto, and Lawson. I mean, technically, Ferrari can try to swap drivers for a few laps, you know, just to see if Leclerc can overtake Verstappen. Albon is pitting from P20. Not a good race weekend for Williams, to say the least. It's abysmal how bad they are doing. Russell Team Radio, he's going to box lap 28 on the medium tires. There was a lot of smoke in that stop, and it was a kind of a slow stop, 3.9 seconds. Not a good stop. He's going to be behind Bortoleto. I mean, there is Lawson. Lawson might overtake, never mind, he backs off. And obviously, once the tires come up to temperature, Lawson will not be able to attack. Yeah, he's already dropping behind. But yeah, the McLarens are very close together, and Verstappen is a little bit closer. So I think sooner or later they need to think about swapping positions. Verstappen still has an issue with the car. With the gearbox, to be exact. But even with that problem, he's still very comfortably ahead of Hamilton. Almost 3 seconds to Hamilton now. But I think Hamilton is backing off on purpose. Oh, Norris goes off again in turn 4. He lost around a second with that. Like sooner or later they have to give him a warning or something for track extension. Because he keeps going over the line. Yeah, like it's the dirty area, yeah. Like as he was turning in, he got a bit of a oversteer. And he went off. Now he's over 1 second away from Piastri, but I guess he's going to close back in anyway, you know. Like it does seem like that Norris is decently faster than Piastri. Verstappen still P3. Norris got some radio message, which is not subtitled, so I cannot. I don't know what they were talking about because I have the stream muted, you know. But yeah, Norris is already catching up to Piastri, so he's obviously a lot quicker. I don't know if McLaren will attempt to have a driver swap, you know. Leclerc is thinking about a different strategy. He's also stuck behind Hamilton. Hamilton is going to pit. Again, I guess they're going to undercut Verstappen. Yeah, Hamilton is pitting. So I guess they are going to put on another set of hards. Right? Yeah. Decent stop. 2.4. Not bad. Hedger might be a bit of a problem into turn 1. Yeah, Hedger overtakes Hamilton. So I think Hedger is going to most definitely hold up Hamilton a bit, you know, to help out Verstappen. Yeah, like Piastri is complaining about the car, and you know they told him to use the pace that he has, but he's mentioning that he has none, which can be seen. I mean, Norris is already right behind him, so Piastri is just simply not having the pace to fight for the win, I guess, even though he is leading. Sooner or later, McLaren has to think about swapping them, because this is not good. Like Hamilton is, I mean, to be honest, Hamilton is being held up by Hedger a bit. Yo, what's up, Bouncer? What's up? What's up? How are we doing? Oh, Hedger goes wide. Last corner, and then I think Hamilton will get him into turn one. Yeah, he's super close to him. Yeah, Hamilton already has, actually, Hedger pulls away a bit, but he doesn't go defensive. That was kind of strange. That Hedger did not go defensive into turn one. That was very strange. Because, you know, they usually use Hedger to hold up drivers. And he could have helped Verstappen with that, but yeah, Hedger did not go defensive. Kind of strange, but it is what it is. I guess Norris is asking for a position swap with Piastri, which is a very reasonable thing to do. Because Piastri is so, he's just so slow, this cannot go on, you know. Verstappen is now 2.2 seconds away. Like a few laps ago, it was over 4 seconds, you know. They have to order a swap or something. So the team told him that they can't. I don't know if they are referring to Lando asking for a driver swap or something, but or for a position swap. Yeah, so that was the message about what. Yeah. So Norris is of course asking the team for a position swap, but it seems like the team doesn't want to do that for some reason. That doesn't make any sense to me, you know, because Lando is a lot quicker. I will pull out a 10-second gap with no tires. That was the radio message of Norris to the team, and I guess he's actually right, because okay, Piastri is going to pit. I guess that's how they are going to swap positions. Yeah, Piastri is going to pit. Like, Piastri doesn't have the pace to fight for the win at this round, even though he was leading from the start. But this was kind of a mismanagement from McLaren, in my opinion. Like, they should have put in a team order, you know, to swap positions. And who's that? It's Antonelli and Leclerc. Leclerc is P3 and Antonelli P4. Piastri is going to be P5, yeah, indeed. There is a bit of a gap between Leclerc and Verstappen now, and there is also a lapped car between them. I think that's going to be one of the Haas cars. Yeah, I think that's Behrman, who is running in P19. Not exactly a good race for Haas as well. But yeah, like, it's, I guess, kind of sad to see how Haas just simply doesn't have the money to bring upgrades, you know? Like, even though they are being partnered with Toyota, they are just simply not having the money to to make upgrades for the cars. And it's pretty obvious that they are dropping back in terms of pace. Like they started the season off very, very good, but then they just, they cannot keep up with the other teams when it comes to making new upgrades for the car. Yeah, Antonelli is really close to Leclerc, only 3/10 away. Only 3/10 away. Yeah, it seems like they finally retired Bottas. I mean, they had a very strange incident, but yeah, it's a shame, because at this track it was seeming like they can actually fight with Williams, and not just be ahead of Aston Martin. Yeah, Leclerc and Antonelli is lapping one of the Williams cars. There is a radio message for Hamilton I cannot see because it's on a small screen right now because there is an ad going on. And we missed the radio message, of course. Yeah, Hamilton has the fastest lap. So can Antonelli attack into turn 1? He's close. Is he going to be close enough? No, not close enough for a dive bomb. Yeah. He just tried to scare Leclerc into a move, Hamilton fastest lap P6. Then we have Hedger, Russell, Lawson and Lindblad. I mean, Audi can score points, or at least one more point. Hülkenberg is close to Lindblad. He's of course running P11. And then we have Gasly, Bortoleto, Stroll up to P14. But I guess he also did not pit yet. And then we have Colapinto, Ocon, Sainz, Berman, Alonso, Albon and Perez. Okay, Leclerc is going to box. So are they going to pit? No, they are not going to pit Antonelli. I mean, they really stretched out the first stint. So that makes sense, that they are not going to pit Antonelli as well. Ocon is pitting as well. So Antonelli up to P3 with this. Leclerc is going to be behind. Is that Verstappen? Well, actually, that was Hedger. My bad. Yeah, that was Hedger. P6. He's fighting with one of the Haas cars. What is the Haas car doing? Who is that? Like, he's literally blocking Hedger. Like, who the fuck is that? Is it Ocon or Berman? I can't tell, but he's holding up Hedger. And finally, he lets through Hedger, and there is Leclerc as well. And he lets through Leclerc. Of course, he does that because, Haas is very closely working together with Ferrari. I'm pretty sure they have like a small factory next to the Ferrari factory in Maranello, I mean, that's a pretty big commitment, I think. Doesn't seem like that they will get rid of a Ferrari engine at any time, If you are willing to build a completely new factory next to the engine manufacturer's factory. Leclerc is very close to Hedger. He might try to overtake into turn 1, and he does indeed. Yeah. HR didn't go defensive. I don't know why he's not defending. Oh, Piastri gets squeezed by Antonelli. Oi, oi, oi. I want to see a replay of that, because it was only showing it on the small screen. And Piastri is being held up by one of the Williams cars. Who is that? Albon? Yeah, it was, I think, Albon. And he's holding up the others now. The two Ferraris. Yeah. In the second sector. But yeah, we need to see a replay of that, please, director, please. Show a replay of that. I don't know what's going on with the lapped cars holding up the other drivers. Norris has a pretty comfortable lead ahead of... okay, they're showing the replay. So it's the Williams car and the Aston Martin fighting for position, of course. And then... oh, so wait. Oh, so Piastri was... oh, holy shit, he was squeezed by the Williams car. Yeah, like they actually made contact. That was completely on the left car of the Williams, you know. And who was it? Sainz, I think. That might have been Sainz, because this is Alonso in P14, yeah. But yeah, that was completely on Sainz. I guess he did not see Piastri being on the outside in turn 4 or turn 3, sorry. And he cut across, and Norris is pitting, kind of a slow stop. And it's Verstappen in the lead now. Lap 40. And that is Piastri. I think Norris is going to be ahead of Piastri, yeah. Which is what the team wanted, I suppose, you know. Because it does seem like that Piastri is going to be slower than Norris. Whoa, what was that? Almost looked like that Hamilton and Alonso made contact into turn 2. Like Hamilton was kind of squeezing Alonso to the outside. Ocon up to P19. Okay, so this is Behrman. And that's, who is that ahead of him? Oh, Behrman had a spin. Yeah. In turn 2. He just lost the rear. And this is Alonso being lapped by Hamilton. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hamilton cut across very harshly and squeezed Alonso to the outside. I think there was slight contact between the two of them. Gasly is pitting from P13. But Alonso might be too far to actually overtake, yeah. Alonso, Stroll P14, P15. This is looking very good for the team. Piastri, team radio. Oscar, that Sainz, that cost us that. Target is to get to the end of this tire. Yeah, like Oscar is very pissed. Of course, because, you know, Sainz ended up costing the position to, you know, Norris. And Norris is pulling away, so, you know, I guess the team doesn't really mind this. Because Norris is already 3 seconds away from Piastri. So this is good for the team. PS3 was slower. Verstappen is going to pit. And then it's going to be Antonelli in the lead. But I think Antonelli might go for the one stop. Yeah, like they need to penalize Sainz for that. Like that was a very big mistake. Oh, Verstappen goes a little bit wide into turn 1 as he's trying to defend from Leclerc. Verstappen got the soft tires. That's interesting. Yeah, they are lapping the Aston Martin now. And the two Haas cars are fighting for P18, it seems like. Norris is 3.8 seconds away from Antonelli. And Piastri is over 4.7 seconds away from Norris. Yeah. He's very slow. Or, you know, much slower than Norris. They should have given out a team order to swap the positions. Because they lost a lot of time with that, you know. But I don't know, they said that they can't do the position swap to Norris. I don't know why. Like Verstappen was over 4 seconds away. So they were, you know, pretty much safe from any possible overtake from other drivers. Russell up to P7 now after hedge or pit. And Lawson is pitting as well, P9, indeed. Yeah, Lawson drops down to P11. Behind Portoleto. Verstappen team radio, is there any proof around me that the soft tires can last? Yes, there is. But these are already dead, it's unbelievable. Okay, so yeah, like even Verstappen finds it a strange strategy. Like just as I mentioned before, that it was a very weird thing that they put on the soft tires on his car and not the hards or the mediums, you know? Like they're already... Verstappen is saying that the tires are already dead, you know? And those tires are, let's see how old they are. 5 laps old. So, I mean, obviously, Red Bull is not going to win, but maybe they would have had a chance to fight for the podium, you know, P3. But to be honest, he's not the only one on the soft tires, you know, like Lawson, Hülkenberg, Stroll. They are also on the soft tires. That's Norris and Antonelli. Super close together. But so far no move from Norris was made. Antonelli goes a bit too wide into turn 2. Coming up to turn 4 now, of course, that's not a position to overtake. It's a very fast corner, you know. And the Science PS3 investigation is happening, unsurprisingly. Science is pitting down in P19. Let's see if Norris can attack into turn 1. They are coming around the final corner with a half a second gap to Antonelli. He's closing, but not close. Oh, actually, he goes for the move. Oh, can he do it? He did overtake Antonelli, but Antonelli switches back, and Norris has the inside line into turn 2. And he makes the move. Very good. Good stuff from Norris. Takes the lead away from Antonelli. That was kind of a late dive bomb from Norris. Like, it was seeming like that he's not going to attack into turn 1, but then he did. But Antonelli was ready for that, to be honest. Like, he was looking to make a undercut. But, you know, Norris is a lot quicker. Holy shit, like, he's already 4 seconds away from Antonelli. Yeah, like, they are showing the replay. He was kind of far, to be honest. Yeah, that was a late lunge. He went a little bit too wide, but, you know, managed to pull off the move. Antonelli did regain the position, but then lost it again into turn 1. I mean, there is a pretty big difference between the tire life, you know. So, yeah. So, are they going to pit Antonelli? I think they should, sooner or later. They need to. They need to pit Antonelli sooner or later. But we will see. Unless they want to go for the one stop. Yeah, it does seem like that this race is going to go to Norris. Unless there is some crazy, you know, safety car or something. Russell P7, very far from Leclerc. 16.5 seconds away from Leclerc. Hedjar is also very far from Russell, so he's kind of... Russell in P7 is kind of in the middle of nothing or nowhere. Then we have Lindblad and Bortoleto in the last 2 point scoring positions. Yeah, like, Audi can fight against Racing Bulls for at least 1 point. But it's definitely not going to be easy to get that. Yeah, like, I think they are going to penalize Sainz, which won't really impact him that much, you know, because he's down to P19. So, you know, it's only Behrman and Perez behind him, so it won't make a big difference if he gets a penalty. Like, I don't know, a 10-second time penalty or something. Antonelli is dropping behind rapidly. The gap is over 4 seconds now to Norris. But once again, this is not a surprise. Those tires on Antonelli's car are like over 20 laps old, you know. Antonelli team radio, which is not subtitled, so I cannot tell. But I suppose they are talking about the strategy, maybe. Like, that's a long way to do, or long way to go. If he wants to stay out. Because, you know, the gap is dropping to Piastri as well. He's closing in on Antonelli. Lap 50. So far it has been a pretty calm Hungarian Grand Prix. No incidents, no crashes, nothing. No safety car so far. Leclerc, team radio. Can you advise me a bit more? There is something that feels wrong with the car. Looks like overheating. You can get back into the rhythm. That should help. Which rhythm? Okay. So it seems like that the Ferrari is struggling with overheating. Maybe that explains as to why Hamilton could not overtake Verstappen, you know? But yeah, once again, Verstappen team radio. There was a yellow flag incident for someone. Oh, the other Cadillac is going slow with a broken suspension. Something's flipping on the suspension, yeah. So the other Cadillac is going to retire again, or as well, unfortunately. Perez is going very slow. But he's in the last sector. I think he's going to limp back to the pits, you know, and put the car in the garage instead of having to bring in the safety car or anything like that. What a disappointment. Another double retirement for Cadillac. So he's just going behind one of the Williams cars, I think. And oh yeah, that suspension broke in turn 5. Like, he wasn't even on the curb or anything like that. The moment he tried to turn to the right, the suspension broke. Norris is still leading. The gap is now 7 seconds to Antonelli. So I don't know if they're going to try to go for the one stop with Antonelli, or maybe put on a soft tire. I don't know. Like Piastri is closing in as well, unsurprisingly, on Antonelli. Bortoleto P10. Kind of safe from Lawson. Almost 7 seconds ahead of Lawson. Like it's not showing, but obviously Perez is going to retire, you know. Like his suspension was broken, so he will not continue that with that car, you know. So it's going to be Behrman in last place, P20, and then the two Williams cars. Lando, be careful of those lockups in turn 1, they will finish the stint. I mean, we did not really see anything like that happening on the live feed. Yeah, Bortoleto is chasing Lindblad for P9. Antonelli team radio. Why can't we go until there? We don't think we have the tire life present. Okay, so Antonelli is pitting. Yeah, they couldn't do the one stop. He gets a new set of hards and drops down to like P5, maybe P6. Actually, I think Leclerc is going to get him. Yeah, indeed. So Antonelli down to P6. Still ahead of Russell, you know, so that's the main objective for him, I suppose, you know, to finish ahead of Russell. And though you are clearly the fastest car and have nothing to prove, so the snaps in turn 4 and 8 no more. So it seems like that he is pushing, you know, and there is no need to. I mean, he has the fastest lap and he's leading by 12 seconds. So yeah, it's unreasonable to try to push. Hamilton is close to Piastri though, 1.7 seconds. Verstappen around 3 seconds away from the others. On the soft tires. And then we have Leclerc, Antonelli, Russell, Hedger, Lindblad, and Bortoleto. I mean, Bortoleto is dropping behind, it seems like. Lindblad, you know, a bit. Hülkenberg is very close to Lawson. We are not really seeing that fight. Russell is pitting as well. He's going to be behind Hedger, but I suppose Hedger is going to pit as well. Antonelli team radio, which position are we? P6, potential for P2. We have a big offset on tires. I mean, that's true. That is very true. But I think that P2 is kind of a over-exaggeration, you know. That would be interesting if Kimi actually managed to finish P2. But it is possible because of that massive difference in tires. Oh, that's one of the McLaren cars going very slow. Who is that? Piastri. And he's pulling to the side. And that might be a safety car. Or a virtual safety car. Oh, he lost the gearbox. Yeah. Man, what a shit weekend for him. The race went from bad to worse. Yeah. And it's a virtual safety car. So I guess Norris is going to pit. I mean, he's way too far, you know, so he can definitely pit for a new set of tires. And yeah, he just lost the gearbox, it seems like. And yeah, Norris is pitting indeed for soft tires. And the two Williams cars are pitting as well. I think that's a Ferrari. Yeah, indeed, that's going to be Hamilton. I guess Verstappen is... Yeah, this kind of fucks over the strategy of Verstappen, you know. Are they going to pit him? No, they are not going to pit him. Because, you know, now the other drivers are also going to be on the softs and much newer soft tires. Leclerc is pitting as well. Of course, for soft tires. Gasly as well. Antonelli up to P3. But this is very unlucky for him. This is very unlucky. And the virtual safety car ended. This is very unlucky for Antonelli because Leclerc is on the softs, Hamilton is on the softs, Verstappen, Norris, you know, so it's going to be more difficult to overtake, I suppose. Because, you know, Antonelli is on the hard tires. But he's up to P4, you know, so we will see. So did Hamilton... I mean, it was Antonelli crossing the line first, though. And not Hamilton. But Hamilton was in front and he's in front, so... We will see. If there is a penalty for anyone. Or a investigation. Okay, it seems like that Hamilton is... Yeah. Yeah, Hamilton has to let go Antonelli. Because Antonelli was first to the line. But it was super close between the two of them. And Antonelli is up to P3. I mean, Leclerc was struggling with overheating. So I don't know if that's going to apply to Hamilton as well, you know, because if so, then he might not be able to re-overtake Antonelli. If he's going to struggle with the tires or overheating, you know. Like if the race went down like this. Oh, 5-second time penalty for Behrman ignoring blue flags. Yeah, like that was crazy. He completely ignored the blue flags. Not like it matters that much, you know. Like he's almost 27 seconds away from Ocon. Albon is right behind him and Sainz as well, so yeah. So yeah, this estimation that Antonelli might be up for a P2 finish might actually happen, because obviously he's closing down the gap to Verstappen, because Verstappen is on old soft tires. Bortoleto is up to P9, almost said P3, but Audi is not that good yet, you know. He's ahead of Lawson. Russell is almost 12 seconds away from Hedger, so I guess he's not going to catch him. But yeah, Antonelli is closing the gap to Verstappen. But he has to be careful because Hamilton is right behind him. Yeah, like he gets very close at the end of the straight, but he cannot really make a move. It's lap 60, by the way. Verstappen is 6 seconds away from Norris. And for some reason, he's kind of closing on Norris. But to be honest, Norris was told to not to push anymore. So it's possible that, you know, he backed off a lot. Hamilton. Oh, he went wide in turn 2 a bit. Oh, yeah. Oh, he went wide a bit in turn 2 and then lost the rear end a bit. Oh, yeah, and he's almost 2 seconds away from Antonelli now. Yeah. Norris, just keep an eye on punctures, please. With this overtaking, I am going through a lot of debris. Understood. That was the radio message between Norris and the team. Antonelli 6.4 from Verstappen now. So this might actually be the end for Hamilton. He might not be able to get the podium. Yeah, they are talking about the car, Hamilton and the team. And Hülkenberg on board. Incident involving Hamilton noted speeding in the pit lane. Ay. So apparently Hamilton speeded in the pit lane a bit. Meanwhile, we are seeing Hülkenberg chasing down Lawson and Lindblad. The three of them are super close together, fighting for P8. And Bortoleto is not that far, around 4 seconds away. Alonso P14, goddamn. Stroll P12. Oh, the two racing bulls are fighting. Lawson and Lindblad side by side. Lawson backs off. And this allows Hülkenberg to be right behind the two of them. Yeah, like this season, the two racing bulls are just so close together at every single race. It's like they are glued together, you know. Are they being lapped, or who is the blue flags for? Yeah, it seems like that someone is going to lap them. Because, you know, the blue flags are flashing. It's one of the Red Bulls. I guess Verstappen in P2. Oh, the two Racing Bulls are fighting again. But there is one of the Red Bulls behind. I can't tell if that's Verstappen or Hedger. Okay, yeah, so Hamilton is under investigation for speeding in the pit lane. He might get a penalty. Very stupid mistake from him. The Haas car goes a bit wide as he was letting through Antonelli and Hamilton. But thankfully he did not cut across like Sainz did with Piastri. So that there was no contact. Okay, Bortoleto is kind of holding up Antonelli and Hamilton. Yeah, like Bortoleto is not moving out of the way. Oh, Hamilton might. Oh, Hamilton is super close now. Yeah, Bortoleto is completely blocking off Antonelli. What is he doing? What is he doing, bro? Come on. I don't know what's going on with the lapped cars at this race. Antonelli lost the lead that he had, you know. Hamilton is right behind him. Around half a second away. Is he going to make a move into turn 1? No, he wasn't close enough for a dive bomb. Oh, there is 2 more lapped cars ahead. It's Hülkenberg and Lindblad. P9 and P10 fighting for position. Not easy. Yeah, Lindblad lets through Antonelli and Hamilton as well. Very nice from him that he's not blocking the cars like Sainz did and Behrman did, you know, and Bortoleto did. I mean, Sainz almost ended up taking out Piastri. God damn, the 2 Williams cars are dead last. Albon, Sainz, P18, P19. Ooh, Antonelli goes a bit wide, it seems like, into the last corner. He's right behind Hülkenberg, who lets through both Antonelli and Hamilton. Norris has a 12-second lead to Verstappen. And almost a 20-second lead to Antonelli, so, you know, he's safe in that position. Unless there is like a crazy drama at the end. Like we did see, you know, cars retire with issues a lot this season. Like Antonelli at the Spanish Grand Prix. Leclerc has the fastest lap, but of course there is no point for that this season. Russell P7 ahead of Lawson and Hülkenberg and Lindblad. Lawson managed to pull away a bit. Almost 5 seconds to Hülkenberg. And Bortoleto is going to fight Lindblad for P10. And Hamilton still cannot overtake. He just can't get close enough at the end of the main straight. Lap 66. Oh, yeah. Hamilton gets a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. Ay. So this kind of puts an end to his podium hopes, you know. Unfortunate for him. So how far is Leclerc from Hamilton? He is... I mean, he is within 5 seconds. So if Leclerc can stay in that position, then, you know, he's going to jump Hamilton up to P4 if he finishes within 5 seconds behind Hamilton. Norris team radio and Lando no exit curves. That's maybe what happens to Oscar's car. Okay, so they are suspecting the curbs damaged the car of Piastri. I mean, it's possible. Stroll and Alonso P13 and P14. What a crazy weekend for them. Stroll is going to finish ahead of Alonso. Yeah, like Verstappen did not pit, but it might be fine, you know, because Antonelli is 5.5 seconds away. It's lap 68. Like Antonelli will keep closing in a bit, but I don't think he can close enough faster than this, you know. Verstappen 13.5 from Norris. Just a few more laps to go. Albon is 4 tenths away from Behrman. And Sainz is right behind them as well in P19. So yeah, look like 4.6. As long as he finishes within 5 seconds, he's going to be P4. The gap is down to 4.8 now between Verstappen and Antonelli. But Norris is still leading by over 14 seconds. Very dominant win from him, you know. Like, he didn't win yet, but it's obvious that he's going to cross the line first. Unless the car breaks down or something. But with 2 laps to go, I don't think that's going to happen, you know. Very good race weekend for him. Like, I guess it could have been for Piastri as well, but he was really having some issue with the car. And then he retired with a car problem. So he couldn't really drive that car 100%, I suppose. And that kind of put an end to that. And it's a very disappointing weekend for Cadillac as well. I mean, both cars out. Bottas with some weird smoke coming from the brakes. And then Perez with a suspension failure. I don't think that's the first time this happened to Cadillac, you know. Like, it seems like the quality of those parts are not very good, you know. They are not very durable. but that's expected, I suppose, from a new team. It's the last lap. Norris is going to win this, that's for sure. Yeah, he's really avoiding the curb on the outside of turn 4. And it's going to be most likely Antonelli podium, very impressive. And especially from Verstappen, that second place finish, that car is not the second fastest car. Very impressive from him. Like, yeah, he's far from Norris. He might be around 15 seconds away by the end of this lap, but this is a very good result for Red Bull, you know. And Norris is rounding the final corner to win the Hungarian Grand Prix. Great result for him, that's for sure. Very impressive, considering how, McLaren was at the start of the season. And there is Verstappen, final corner. He's going to finish second place. This was also a very impressive race from him to make the tires last. And there is Antonelli, P3, and Hamilton, P4. But he's going to drop down to P5 because Leclerc is within 5 seconds, yeah. Leclerc P4, Hamilton P5, and then Hedger, Russell, Lawson, Hülkenberg gets 2 more points for Audi, and Lindblad. Bortoleto will most likely unable to beat Lindblad for that last point. But it's once again a point scoring race for Audi. What a race for Verstappen. Very good. Very, very good. And I guess a kind of a expected result for Russell. And yeah, Behrman gets, of course, the penalty. He gets demoted down to P19 last place. I don't know what was he doing. Like, he completely blocked off the leaders, and refused to let them through. Very strange. Very strange. He did not do this before, I think. Like, he completely ignored the blue flags. So that penalty was completely justified, Yeah, Lando is in the last sector now. Because the race has ended already, it's lap 70, so Verstappen team radio. Obviously, he's very happy with that. Like, he was questioning the strategy, but eventually it did pay off. It's very impressive that he managed to finish P2 in that car. Like, that car is not the second fastest car, that's for sure. And he made it work. Yeah, Lando is entering the pits now for the celebration. Another excellent result for Audi, another point scoring position. Like, if they keep this up, they can actually beat Williams without a doubt in terms of points in the Constructors' Championship. Like, Williams was absolutely nowhere this weekend, which was kind of expected, like, this track really brings out the worst features of the car, or really highlights the issues with that car. But yeah, Lando is obviously going to be very happy with this, yeah. I think he was the one who won this Grand Prix last season as well, I think. In 2025. And now he wins again. Like, he was a lot better than Piastri, but it's kind of unclear as to how long the issue was going on with Piastri's car, So maybe he was unable to push the car as much as he wanted, and that's why he was so much slower than Norris. Antonelli is going to be happy with that's for sure. Because Russell only finished P7. He only gets 6 points. And driver of the day, Verstappen, which is very deserved, you know, because second in that car is just crazy. Yeah, Norris is being weighted now as they are, you know, preparing for the celebration and stuff. Top speed of the race, Sainz 358 kilometers per hour. But yeah, he had a pretty trash weekend, you know. And yeah, Leclerc fastest lap of the race, 122 flat. And there is Antonelli also being weighted down. Are they going to show anything? I don't think so. Like replays or anything like that. Because Bortolito was kind of close to Lindblad at the end. He was like 6/10 away or half a second away. But I don't know if they ended up like fighting or something. Yeah, they're drinking a lot of water, which I guess makes sense because it's kind of hot today. Like it's 32 Celsius, you know? Of course, they have drinks in the car, you know, like they have a small storage that they can use to drink, but that's not a cool drink or anything like that, you know. Like if it's very hot, then it's going to warm up inside the car. It's kind of like warm water, basically, by the end of the race, like this, you know. So I guess it's going to be unpleasant to drink by the end of the race because it's going to warm up. Yeah, there is Max. He's also going to be happy with that. Second place finish. Alright, I think I'm going to conclude the live here because, you know, it's just going to be the driver celebrations and the podium ceremony and shit like that. So, we find. What is it? There it is. Okay. Yeah, so it was a decent race, although I kind of wish there was some more like excitement or something, you know. Although the strategy play was pretty crazy. At the end, you know, that Verstappen managed to pull this strategy off. Like those tires were 32 laps old by the end, so you know, crazy. Like he was 3.67 seconds ahead of Antonelli at the end. Like obviously he was losing time, but very impressive stuff from him. I think that driver of the day is deserved, and for Hamilton it's kind of a, how do I say it, like a disappointing race, I suppose, you know, with that 5-second time penalty. Oh, but it was his fault, you know, like he was speeding in the pit lane apparently, so yeah. Leclerc P4, 5 seconds from Antonelli. Yeah. like, I guess it's the usual stuff for Ferrari, you know, that they're fast in qualifying, but they can't really fight in the race. And Hedger P6 a lot further away from the top 5, you know, 30 seconds, almost 31 seconds away from Hamilton. And then Russell, only 2 seconds from Hedger, so that was kind of close between the two of them. Of course, Russell was on newer tires, but you know, not a good race for him. Like, he had that really bad start. I don't know what exactly happened. Like, the team told Russell that he had this anti-stall happening, and he ended up dropping down to the last position. But yeah, lost some P8, very good stuff. Hülkenberg, Lindblad, and yeah, okay, so Bortoleto did not manage to overtake Lindblad, but he was very close. Less than a second away by the end. Then we have Gasly, he was also very close, P12. And Stroll and Alonso, P13 and P14. That's crazy, you know, to see the Astons finish so high up. And it 2 seconds ahead of Colapinto and, you know, the others. Like, Williams was absolutely nowhere. Albon was almost 40 seconds from Ocon. So, yeah, that shit is crazy. This has to be the worst weekend for them. And Behrman, with that penalty, drops down to P19, which was very deserved because for some reason he completely ignored the blue flags. I don't know what was going on with his brain, you know, but he completely ignored the blue flags. Piastri, issue with the car, you know, so he retired, and the same goes for Perez and Bottas. Yeah, like, I think Cadillac had a issue like this before, you know, where the suspension ended up breaking during this season. I don't remember which track it was, but yeah, I think they had issues like this before. And for Bottas, that was very strange. Like, his left front brake was on fire, basically. But yeah, I think it was a nice race overall, but it was not exciting as many of these Hungarian Grand Prix are, you know. Like, often there is a safety car and crazy weather stuff and shit like that. So yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's stream. I certainly did. I think this was a fun race to watch. Tomorrow I think I don't know what I'm going to be streaming, to be honest. I have no idea. Might be some F1 Manager or some Silent Hunter 3, I don't know. But yeah, I hope that you guys enjoyed today's stream, and I'll see you next time. So bye bye.